I was not gonna do this to you, but we gotta document this for later.
What?
You know what? You feeling like poop? All right, but we're about to go get our COVID test, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you. Bye. Okay, come on. Let's go.
This is deep.
Mhm. Yes, we're going home. So you guys can see we all came and got a COVID test this morning. We got bad news that Brandon tested positive. So we just want to make sure that we're all still okay. And then that way we know if we're just going to quarantine him or if we got to get quarantined or what the deal is. But anyways, yeah. How's it going, boo? How's the thing feel? Is it okay?
The tongue feels tingly.
Little tingly, but not too bad? It's not burning or anything? Okay, good, good. All right, you just watching the game? That's it? All right, guys, my sister and nieces came through with the supplies, so I wouldn't have to go. Okay, you guys, so we are out getting some vitamin D, getting some sun. We're out on a little walk. So here, I'll hold it for you. I'll hold it, baby. So we are just getting some fresh air, getting some sun, and it's day 3 of COVID. This is day 3, and so far so good. Day 1 and 2 were really hard for Brandon, I would say. Did you even feel it day 1? Or not really? I think it's probably when you felt like really tired and your body was, no? Well, day 2, you really did feel it. That's for sure. You had it rough yesterday, so. You had fever, chills, a lot of coughing. What else? Huh? Sore throat?
Not too much.
Yeah, so. And today is a little better, I think, right?
Yeah, better.
Okay. And for us, none of the kids had symptoms. I always have sinus issues, so I really don't even know, like, I was not thinking that I was going to be positive. So, I have sinus infection symptoms. My body is tired, but I thought that was just because we were out in Vegas. So, kids are not showing any symptoms. Just one of them had like a sore throat for days and didn't say anything to us. And, yeah, that's it. Little one just has like a little headache, huh?
Yeah.
Just a little headache, and that's it. So, not too bad, guys. Okay, you guys, so my sisters just dropped off another load of groceries and stuff for us, so we can get through the holidays. This COVID thing really, really got us, like, messed up, like, seriously. But haven't even eaten all day. We've been fasting. Well, we have, the adults, not the kids. We've been fasting. It's about 12 right now, and this is what we're going to have for breakfast. Fixed us up a plate with some fruit. And, yes, we got a sweet tooth. And since, you know, they say that you shouldn't have any processed or any, like, added sugars or preservatives and stuff, then that's what we're going to have for breakfast. All right, you guys, so I'm nebulizing right now, and I don't really feel anything in my lungs. I just don't want just don't want it to get to it, so I'm doing preventative nebulizing. Okay guys, so it's like the end of day 3. It's like 9:43 p.m. and we're getting ready to get into our COVID night routine. So this is what we're doing. Got some hot tea for everybody to sip on before they go to bed, and then I'm gonna make sure to give the medications before and then have them drink this tea. And we already have ours on the table. So we got our tea right here, and he's getting ready to nebulize and drink his tea. So tomorrow I'll give you guys a breakdown of all the, it's hot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you guys a breakdown of everything that we've been using on ourselves and the kids. So I'm just like double, triple masking, washing my hands. Definitely difficult, but we're getting through this. So yeah. Good morning, you guys. We are on COVID day 4, and I woke up with a little bit of energy. I'm gonna make homemade, some homemade caldo de pollo, which is pretty much just chicken soup. Got the rice so we can put in it, and we are getting ready to go on our walk right now. You ready to go on our walk? You feeling a little sick? I wasn't
expecting my mask on.
Well, we have to put it on because we're going to walk through the house. And once we're outside, if there's no one around us, we could take it off, okay? It's freaking raining. So we did do a little lap, but we're going to head back now. We don't want to get sicker by getting wet and stuff. So at least we got in some walking, some exercise. Got my chicken soup, my chicken caldo boiling up. It is almost done. And then I have our rice right here. I made us some hot drinks because we did go on a walk and it was a little cold. So I want to warm up, you know, make sure I warm up our inside and stuff. Our lungs, our throat, all that. So I know I told you guys yesterday I was going to show you our arsenal, everything that we're using. So I'm going to show you guys right now. So as far as my symptoms, day 1 and 2, I was symptomless, no symptoms. Day 3, sinus pressure, sinus headache, lingering throughout the day, a little bit of body aches, and some coughing. Day 4, my body aches feel a little stronger. The sinus pressure is not so intense anymore. But I've been trying not to take anything for the pain because I don't want to take Tylenol unless like I really have to. So this is what we're taking right now. Okay, guys, so all this stuff we take a couple times a day. I'm going to start with this. This, I feel, is the most important. These right here are for our lung and respiratory health. So these have really helped us with staying on top of our lungs and our breathing and clearing up the mucus and all that stuff. So this Pure Defense with NAC has vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc. It's got NAC, N-acetylcysteine, Epicor. It has quercetin. So this, we take it a few times a day. Probably 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. I take this in combination with this. Glutathione Recycler is specifically for lung and respiratory health. It helps kind of just get the glutathione going and making more glutathione. This doesn't put glutathione in you. It just kind of gets things going. And this has NAC also. It has cordyceps, milk thistle, glutamine, alpha lipoic acid. So this is also really good, you guys. So I do this, and this. This is Enzyme Defense Pro. This has a mucolytic in it that just helps you dissolve all the mucus and all the unwanted proteins and all that stuff. So that is really good. This I add to our drinks that we make with the little vitamin pack. Been using these from Sprouts, and they have 1,000 micrograms of vitamin C, or milligrams, I'm sorry. And yeah, so if I could afford a type of vitamin C, I would definitely get C Biofizz. But since I can't afford that for the entire family, then these do. I make a drink with this, and then I add the D3, and I also add some trisomal glutathione in the drink. And yeah, so that's what we've been doing for just specifically lung health. And then during the day, we'll do one NAC, one multivitamin. So this multivitamin is pretty much just your all-around vitamin. If you see, it has everything in it as well. Vitamin A, vitamin C. So we're definitely packing our immune system with vitamins, you guys. This toxin binder, I am taking only when my headaches are very severe. Because I read somewhere that when you have a headache, it's like either sinus induced, or it could be that there are, there's a toxicity in your body that you can't get rid of. So I take these just in case. We're taking Mucinex for relief of just the throat and the congestion and stuff like that. And this is the same vitamin that I just showed you guys, but in a bigger form. We are pure ambassadors, so we can definitely vouch for this brand. This brand is amazing, you guys. Now, this is strictly for the kids. We do pop these in every now and then, but strictly for the kids. We do a multi-gummy. They also do one of these. The only one that doesn't do this is my little one, because she doesn't swallow pills yet. So we do a multivitamin gummy, vitamin D gummy, zinc gummy, and vitamin C gummy. And then on top of that, we have a high dose liposomal vitamin C. And then we have the quercetin. And then we also have another type of gummy vitamin, and Zicam. And we have this for pain reliever for the little ones. I have my Benadryl. I've been taking every morning my allergy medication because I want my body to have the least amount of inflammation as possible. So I'm making sure that I'm taking my allergy medication and Benadryl, you guys. And then for just the soothing of the throat, just whatever you guys have on hand is fine. You just have to kind of have your something in your mouth and keep it wet so it doesn't get too dry. But that's these zinc lozenges, you guys. These are very good to have on hand too. They only have 5 grams of zinc, but when you get zinc through your mouth, it just does something at a cellular level. I don't remember exactly what they said it was, but I know they said it's better when you have like a gummy or a chewable or lozenge. So, and we also have our oxygen, our O2 reader on hand, and our thermometer. And I have the covers for the thermometer. We're not sharing, we're not all putting it in our mouths. We do have the covers. These are pretty accurate compared to the ones that that are no touch or that you scan. So I prefer this over the touchless. I mean, we're also nebulizing. So we're nebulizing some colloidal silver and hydroxygen. Let me show you. Okay, you guys. So this is my nebulizing station. So this is our big nebulizer, and then we have some little ones over here. So we are nebulizing colloidal silver, and this is the brand that we like. And then in it, we will add a couple drops of hydroxygen. This just gets the oxygen flowing through your lungs, through your blood, through your entire body, you guys. And if you haven't read this book, you guys, you have to get it. This has been very informational. It has a lot of homeopathic remedies, not just for, for the thing, but for other stuff too. So if you haven't read this book, guys, you have to have it. Like, you have to get it and at least skim it. Like, there's so much information, supplements, when to take things, what things are good for. Yeah, so I highly recommend this book. And we also have added this to our nebulization process. This just Brandon and I do. But this has, we feel this has really helped us get through the lung issues and keeping our lungs healthy. Remember, you guys, everything that I'm showing you, I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just telling you guys what worked for us and our family. And so far, so good, because it's day 4 and we're still up and at 'em. So, yeah, so that's the update right now. Okay, guys, so I'm at the ER. I am on day 8 of COVID and I've not been feeling good since yesterday, so I'm here to get checked out. My vitals are looking good though, so just waiting to get triaged and seen. Okay, so getting fluids pushed into me, and they are gonna give me Regeneron, which is antibodies for COVID. And they just x-rayed my lungs, and now I'm just waiting for them to do the Regeneron. Okay, so I'm just waiting on my first bag of fluids to finish. I think after the pharmacy has my Regeneron made, then they're gonna start my treatment. So this is fluids with antibiotics. So okay, you guys, I'm finally getting my infusion.
ER now. Fast ER now.
600 milligrams. It seems like it's going pretty fast. They said about 20 minutes. So okay, guys, so I'm done with the infusion. They pretty much said that I just have to wait for an hour. They have to make sure we don't have any adverse reactions or anything like that. So yeah, they're gonna monitor me for an hour and then I get to go home. Okay, so day 7, I started to feel like I had a lot of congestion in my chest. Mind you, I had been nebulizing. I had been doing my protocol. I had been taking all the vitamins and stuff and the whole 9. So day 7, I felt like a lot of congestion all of a sudden. So I called in my physician, and they called in a prescription for me, and a prescription and a steroid, dexamethasone, I think, and the Z-Pack. So I started taking the Z-Pack in the morning, early in the morning. And by the end of the day, I was still feeling the same. I felt like the congestion was getting worse, but my oxygen level was slowly decreasing. It started at 98, then 97, then 96, then 95. So I started to worry a little bit, but I thought I was overreacting. So I waited till the next day, took the antibiotics still, and we thought it would help because I have pneumonia often. Like, I have chronic pneumonia and sinus infections and lung infection. Like, it's just, I have sinus issues often. So my physician thought that the Z-Pack was going to work well. The dexamethasone did make a difference right away. I felt like my oxygen level started going up and it was a little easier to breathe, but the congestion wasn't going away, or the pain. So day 8, next day, I still took the antibiotic, and I was hoping to feel a little better, but I really didn't. It was progressively, the chest congestion and pain was getting worse. So Mind you, the day before, my physician had suggested that I make an appointment to go in to get antibodies. So I called, tried to get an appointment, tried to get in. I was already on day 8, you guys. So the soonest they can get me in would be my day 11, which would have been useless because they say that the antibodies are good like right when you first get COVID through day 10. So that wasn't going to work out. I tried to make the appointment and nothing. So I was looking online for places where I could get an IV drip and possibly pay for the antibodies myself, and find locations where they could, you know, do the antibodies. But just to get the antibodies was in a private facility, was between $900 and $1,600. So that was a big, like, I was not going to pay that much. Then I found this place that does the IVs. They do the Myers cocktail. They do, like, you know, all the vitamins to kind of just help replenish your body and give you the energy to just push through COVID, right? So I was on my way there, and, you know, I wasn't feeling any better. So that facility is more of an urgent care. And that's when I just decided to tell Brandon just to drive me to the ER, because at that point, my vitals were okay. I was like at 97 oxygenation. So I was still good. I felt sick, but I didn't feel like borderline dying. So I thought it was the best thing to do to go get checked. Mind you, my sister had just passed of COVID a few months prior. So I was freaked. I was scared, right? So with my sister's oxygen level had dropped drastically to like the 80s or the 70s. So by the time she got to the hospital, there was very little they could do for her. And I didn't want to get to that point. So we decided that since my vitals were good and my symptoms were not as severe, just to go get checked out, and I would probably be released with the proper medication and be able to go home. So we did that. And I mean, pretty much like you guys saw, that's exactly what happened. They checked my vitals. My vitals were okay. But then when they put me, they got x-rays, they said that it was that I had a significant amount of pneumonia in my lungs, but that since my breathing was okay, that they were okay sending me home with medication as opposed to connecting me to anything else there. So we agreed, and yeah, they gave me the antibodies. So they hold you for a while just to make sure you don't have side effects or adverse reactions to them, which I didn't at the time. So I went home feeling great, feeling like a big weight was lifted off of my chest. My chest was not in pain anymore. Although I did feel the congestion, it was not hurting. So by the time I got released, it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We go home, I take my medication, and I go to bed. So I wake up early, and right when I woke up, I opened my eyes and I knew something was wrong. I was like sweating profusely, like bad. And mind you, it was pretty cold these past few days. So I felt hot. I was sweating profusely. Like my head was spinning and I was still laying down. I had barely opened my eyes. So I knew something was wrong. I tried to get up very slowly, very carefully, and everything around me was spinning. I was sweating. I took my temperature and I was at 104 point something. I was very loopy, like I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't focus. And so I was like out of my body, like it felt like loopy, I couldn't focus. And it was like that all day. I took stuff for the fever was not breaking. I was just very scared because my heart rate was very accelerated. I think my resting heart rate was like 120, 115, 120, 115, 120. So it was very like, and that was pretty much the whole day. I was just standing up, pacing back and forth. I didn't want to take a nap. I didn't want to go to sleep. I was afraid I wasn't going to wake up. The whole day went by like that. Finally, at the end of the day, I started progressively feeling better. My fever went down. My fever broke. My palpitations weren't as high. My heart rate was not as high. So I don't know if it was the antibodies that were fighting COVID, or if my body was rejecting the antibodies, or if it was just COVID, but it was very scary. I personally think it might have been the antibodies, but yeah, so that was day 9. Day 10 was a little better. No fever, but very still tired, very worn down. And to be honest, I think that I didn't rest as I should have, because at the beginning of COVID, like day 1 through 7, I was too focused on trying to get everybody well that I wasn't resting. I was making like homemade soups and making sure everybody was okay, and I really fully didn't take time to rest for myself. So yeah, day 10 was a little better, and then it's just progressively been better. The only thing that did linger for a while was like my throat, a slight cough, and the mucus. So for Brandon, day 1 through 4 were the toughest, and after that he started recouping just fine. For me, day 1 through 7 was fine, and then I went downhill for the last couple days, and then I started getting better. So I mean, I guess everybody's different, you guys, but yeah, the kids did really good with it. Most of them only had a very slight fever for like a day and congestion. I did lose my sense of smell and taste, but I got it back like really, really fast, luckily. But when I first got it back, it was weird. It was like I couldn't smell grease because it would make me nauseous. I couldn't smell meat because it would make me nauseous. But yeah, it's fully back now, thank goodness. But it did take me a few days to get it back, and I think I got it back so quickly because of all the supplements that we had been taking. So I think that really helped, because we were doing the zinc, the quercetin, you know, all that stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to our COVID story. Hopefully this has helped you guys, or at least entertained you. And yeah, comment down below, you guys, what you guys have been doing with through COVID, what has helped your guys' family, and if you guys have large families, how you guys have dealt with it, because it's rough when everybody goes down. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, we love you. Bye.